Renfield is a codependent, and he's using the lessons he learned from the circle, the group that he's in, and applying them against Dracula's very aggressive attack on Renfield verbally. It's kind of like a study in a little bit of a toxic relationship that we see so often. And it's different, yeah, and I thought that was brave, and I thought that was funny, but also poignant. There was nuance to it that was kind of, there's a fine line here of tragic comedy. I think Nick Holt's approach is very vulnerable, and I like that. It's in his eyes. So it's a real careful tone that Chris McKay is hitting, you know? It's something of a balancing act. From the very early age of 4 or 5, my father would play black and white. We had a 35mm projector and a screen he would put up in our living room, and he would play black and white silent films, and one of them was Nosferatu with Max Schreck. Let me tell you something, when you see that movie when you're 5 in black and white with him doing those crazy things with his eyes and his fingers, that leaves an indelible impression. It doesn't go away. And so with this movie, I wanted to bring a little bit of my appreciation of the effect his performance had on me, that flavor, but also my father. My father, in his own right, was a strong presence and a very elegant man who spoke with a mid-Atlantic accent and impossibly intelligent. He always knew he was the smartest man of any room he walked in. So I thought, well, Dad would be a pretty good model for this character. So I was playing with that, and then, believe it or not, I thought, you know what? Let's open this up a little bit. Let's look at some of the great female performances that I think might be applicable to this version of Dracula. And for some reason, because of this toxic relationship that Renfield and Dracula have in this movie, I was thinking about the relationship that Anne Bancroft's character had with Dustin Hoffman in The Graduate. And so her voice started coming into my mind, which I'm very happy about. So we have some direct borrowing from, yes, he does. Don't you think he looks like the kind of guy who has to find him off? Yes, he does. You know, my roots are independent drama. That's what made me want to be an actor, was the movies of Elia Kazan, you know, Dean and Brando. But I also, thankfully, have an open mind and enjoy the realm of science fiction. I enjoy the realm of horror, and I like anything that stimulates my imagination. You know, the word magic is literally in imagination, to imagine these things. And I think films like the Dracula movies, the vampire movies, are wonderful to stimulate my imagination. And so I always have been a fan. You know, the stage actor has his pressures, but the film star has the pressure of the close-up. And when they're in there, if there's something going on, they're gonna see it. And if there's nothing going on, they're gonna see it. Well, Holt is always, there's something going on, and he's bringing it. On top of that, and I know this is a big thing to say, and I don't want to say this and sound like hyperbole, but last night, the way he kicked the slipper and he did the eye thing, I thought it was Chaplin-esque. So he's got this Chaplin-esque comedic charm and this really vulnerable, soulful quality in his eyes, and it's, you know, it's very effective on camera, you know, and I love the way he looks as this version of Renfield.